Hello and welcome to the channel. Strong indications have emerged that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may yet throw APC-approved candidates of God's will, Akpabio, he earmarked for Senate President, and Tajuddin Abbas in the running for Speaker under the bus as he pursues another agenda. The zoning of the House leadership has been criticized by most House members anyway, and this could be in line with going with the majority. Let's talk details. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. 10th NAS leadership. Akpabio's fate uncertain as Tinubu breaks speakership impasse. Ahead of the inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, there are strong indications that President Bola Tinubu may have changed his mind over the choice of Senator Godswill Akpabio and Mr. Tajuddin Abbas as Senate President and Speaker of the House of Representatives, respectively. Vanguard was reliably informed that barring any last-minute changes, the President may also pick the next Speaker from the Northwest and announce his choice on Thursday. It was further gathered that Tinubu had sent emissaries to notable aspirants among the G6 to placate them. A member of the G6, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said Tinubu had to bend backwards a bit by appeasing the G6 because he wants to have a stable administration once he kicks off with his cabinet. The source said, as of Monday night, the president was still sending emissaries to notable aspirants among the G6, but it appeared that they are still very angry with the way they were treated by those who presented the proposal to the president before his inauguration. Quite honestly, the president is greatly disturbed that the impasse had to drag on for too long. He thought it was a mere protest that would fizzle out with time, but having realized that there is more to it, he had to bend back a bit by appeasing the G6 because he wants to have a stable administration once he kicks off with his cabinet. Speaking on Akpabio's aspiration for the Senate presidency, the source said, in all this, the issue of the Senate presidency is paramount because that is the most important. To be honest with you, Akpabio still has a lot of issues around the bid to be Senate president. The president sent independent aunts to secretly find out the strengths and weaknesses of each of the aspirants, including the G6 and the Yari group. It will shock you that the outcome is negative because if we don't break the G6 by appeasement, we will not go anywhere. So also the Yari and Ojikalu alliance. A reps-elect who spoke on the possibility of a dark horse being unveiled also disclosed that the current Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Idris Wase, and Tajuddin Abbas may be given ministerial slots to represent their states, the source said. For the G6, I think we have made tremendous progress because the President has conceded to drop the choice put forward by the outgoing Speaker, Abbas, but he still insisted that the Northwest must produce the Speaker. So, what he has personally proposed that will be unveiled on Thursday is that he would return to his original plan of Sani Jaji because that was his choice initially and originally before the surprise recommendation came from Femi Gbajabiamila. His argument is that Jaji is well known to him, he belongs to the J6, and since they have resolved to support one of them, he presents him, and that may be announced on Thursday evening. And by way of having an inclusive arrangement, Abbas and Wase are likely to come on board as ministers to represent their states. Meanwhile, Akpabio's aspiration to be Senate President appears threatened following concerns yesterday that some senators-elect may have withdrawn their support for the APC-backed candidate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. The development came as a senator-elect from Kano State, Sumaila Kawu, cautioned President Bola Tinubu against interfering in the election of presiding officers of the two chambers of the 10th National Assembly. There were indications that senators-elect who were hitherto supporting Akpabio are reportedly withdrawing on account of issues connected with his relationship with the National Assembly when he held sway as Minister of the Niger Delta. 3 years ago at a public hearing of an investigative panel in the House of Representatives, which was set up to probe corruption allegations at the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC). Akpabio reportedly fingered the lawmakers as major beneficiaries of contracts. Some of the senators-elect hinted that they were having a rethink on Akpabio's bid over accusations that he was disrespectful to the institution of the legislature when he, as the Minister of Niger Delta, openly accused National Assembly members of hugely benefiting from large contracts in the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) without proof. It is important that people who have gone to court, people who genuinely did jobs, should be paid for their jobs. For me, I am not against it because, of course, who are even the greatest beneficiaries? It is you people. I just told you that we have records to show that most of the contracts in the NDDC are given out to members of the National Assembly, the then minister had said. His utterances before the panel have now come back to haunt him. Deputy Director General of Akpabio and Abass Campaign Organization, Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, had on Monday appealed to senators-elect to support Akpabio's bid. A senator-elect who pleaded anonymity confirmed the withdrawal of support for Akpabio, querying how he could preside over a National Assembly he once despised. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. He said, I have withdrawn support for Senator Akpabio. It is not only me, many of us have withdrawn our support, and it will show on the floor. I used to have very high regard for Senator Akpabio as a person, but I cannot support him to be the Senate President. How can he, Akpabio, come and preside over an institution which he once described as a cesspit of corruption after benefiting from the same institution? On his part, Kawu said the Constitution is explicit about how the President and Deputy President of the Senate shall be elected. For instance, Chapter 2 of the 9th Standing Orders of the Senate 2022 as amended stipulates the procedures for the selection of presiding officers of the Senate. Similarly, Section 51A of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended states that there shall be a president and deputy president of the Senate who shall be elected by members of that house from among themselves. Also, Section 51B stipulates that a speaker and a deputy speaker of the House of Representatives who shall be elected by members of that house from among themselves. It is therefore clear that the election of these presiding officers is purely an internal affair that concerns only members of the National Assembly, and therefore they should be allowed to decide who among them would occupy the positions in order to avoid repetition of the past mistakes. We may all recall the incidences of the 7th and 8th National Assembly. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.